Good morning, everyone. How are you all today? Good? Okay. What is special today? Absolutely. I think 2:30 is our match. Hope we will done by that time, and it's one of the most awaited matches, I believe. Yes, India versus Pakistan. So I'm Karthik. Today I'm your Sergeant at Arms. So first of all, welcome to the Whitefield Toastmasters meeting number 111. So first of all, to start with, the mission of the Toastmasters is we provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Right? Before we begin, we have a couple of ground rules. First thing is, let us either switch off or make your mobile in silent mode. I'll give you 5 seconds for that. I'll also do that. All done. The second one is, so whenever someone is speaking or any role taker speaks, please avoid moving or interrupting. Number 3 is, let's avoid taboo topics like sex, religion and politics. Last but not least, though we have a lot of external noise today, let us beat that by applauding and cheering our speakers. Okay? Apart from that, for everyone's benefit, the restrooms and water is in 3rd floor. And this meeting is getting recorded. And if you don't want this to be recorded for yourself, please let me know so I can stop the recording. Now I would like to welcome our presiding officer, Radha Kashinathan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's give it up for our wonderful Sergeant Arms Toastmaster Karthik, everybody. Thank you so much. He has completed his level 1 in his educational journey. He is also awarded with the Toastmaster of the Month, and he is also serving as the Associate Vice President Education. Thank you so much for starting the meeting on a higher note. Let's again congratulate and thank our wonderful Sergeant Arms. All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay, first of all, this is the first time we are conducting our club meeting at this location. I know it's a new place. There will be some background noise. There are certain odds. But you know what are the best things? The energy, the passion, the motivation we Whitefield Toastmasters members and guests have. So what we are going to do today? We'll make sure that the next 2 hours is going to be a wonderful 2 hours for the day. Okay? We have invested this 2 hours for this club, for this initiative. So I would request everybody to smile. For 5 seconds, I want everybody to smile because I'm not able to see smiles. Okay, how do we smile? Smile? How do we smile? I don't see your teeth. How do we smile? Awesome. You're looking so beautiful. Very good. That's one. Number 2, whenever a member, a guest take the stage, what do? We appreciate. And how do we appreciate? Show me. Louder. Yes. So this is the best thing you can give to any budding public speaker, right? Whenever anybody is taking the stage, we'll make sure we smile, we listen and we clap. Okay? The president of Whitefield Toastmasters Club, is extremely happy to invite you all and to welcome you all to our meeting number 111. And with that sound of the gavel, I declare the meeting open. So those who are attending this meeting for the first time, let me tell you, Toastmasters is a non-profit organization. It helps its member to develop their communication and leadership skills. There are more than 2 lakh members in the world who are trying to develop their communication skills and trying to give an impact to themselves and the society. We are Whitefield Toastmasters Club. We are part of Area D1, Division D, District 92. Before we initiate the meeting and I'll tell you what all you can expect in today's meeting, I would love to know the guest. May I have a rain of hands, like how many of you are attending this meeting as a guest? Whoa. So what we are going to do is a quick round of introduction. You have to tell your name. How did you get to know about this club? And what is the one thing you are expecting today? Clear? All the guests? I'm passing this mic. So tell your name and how did you get to know about this club? And what is the one thing you are expecting from today's meeting?
Yeah, hi. My name is Pranay. Should I stand up?
No. Just like a little louder.
My name is Pranay. I stay nearby only, and usually I go out for playing and all. But I had a knee injury, so I thought what to do. So I started looking into Toastmasters, and that's why it's nearest club. That's why I found it. I don't know what to expect. This is the first time, so I'm hoping that I would know what a Toastmaster is and how it works.
Okay, let's welcome Pranay and take care. Thank you so much.
So hi, my name is Sai Krishna. So I got to know about this club from my sister. So she stays in Hyderabad and she told me about this club. Like you have good, you want to improve your communication skills, so just go here. And apart from that, the one thing that I'm expecting is to have fun today. Yeah, that's it from my end.
Welcome Sai Krishna and thanks to your sister.
So hey all, my name is Varun. I had known about Toastmasters' existence for the longest time, ever since my college days, but due to some reasons I couldn't join it back then. So I thought this would be like a nice opportunity to get back to it again and sort of hone my public speaking skills. So looking forward to this session. I don't really know what's going to happen or what the topic of discussion is, but whatever it is, looking really forward to it.
Welcome Varun. Thank you so much.
Hi all, this is Prasanna Anjaneyulu. One of my PG friend suggested on this Toastmaster. He has experience on this. So here I am expecting, like I wanted to improve my communication skills.
Welcome Prasanna. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Rehan Akhtar and I got to know about this Toastmaster from ChatGPT actually. ChatGPT helped me to know about this. Again, I'm here to improve my presentation skill, which I have been trying since 15 years. But let's see how it goes actually. Thank you.
It'll go beautifully. Thank you so much.
Hello all, I am Prithvi Raj. I was part of Speechcraft program at Bangalore Toastmasters. That's how I got to know about this club. And I am expecting to learn more about this Whitefield Toastmasters. Thank you.
You will be learning. Thank you so much, Prithvi. Kevin.
Yeah, I
You
was
don't have to stand only. You're too tall.
a previous member of Whitefield Toastmasters. So I had some free time today, so I thought I'll just drop by.
Your
Always
name?
nice to be back. Oh, yeah, my name is Kevin Joy.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Kevin. Welcome.
I'm Kishore from Spoken Word Toastmaster Club. I've been seeing Whitefield Toastmaster Club WhatsApp post for a long time. I got interested in it, and one of my senior members is giving a keynote speech today. So I thought let's just share it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kishore. Welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Vishesh. So this is my third meeting as attending as a guest crew, and I'm looking for some learning on a Sunday. So that's how I can. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Arpan. I've known about Toastmasters through my friends in undergrad, but I've never really looked into it. And recently through some corporate things that has been going on, I realized that I really need to fine-tune my communication skills, and that's when I thought of signing up for a guest class.
That's a beautiful thought. Thank you so much for attending.
Hi, my name is Pravina. I've been with Toastmasters for a couple of years, around 2020, 2021, as part of a corporate club. It was mostly online. Then I started exploring something offline, and I still have friends in Toastmasters. So one of my friends suggested that I try Whitefield, which is close by. I've been following guys for the last 4-5 weeks, and I was feeling a little lazy to come all the way to Marathali. Then I saw that it's happening very close to my house. I thought, why not try it out this today? Maybe I'll continue coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are glad that you could make it to the meeting today. Yes, we have 2 more guests. Yeah. Just hold it.
Hello everyone, my voice?
It's for recording. It will not amplify your voice. It will just for recording purpose. Just say your name and all.
Good morning everyone present here. My name is Aman. I am from Bangalore. I have heard about Toastmasters from my friends and also online. I was looking forward for multiple years to come to it, and now I got finally a chance after they visited my apartment. So from here I'm expecting to improve my communication skills and hone my leadership skills and improve it and go to greater extent.
Thank you so much, Aman. By the way, Aman is one of the youngest guests we have in today's meeting. Welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Chirag Gupta and I got to know about Toastmaster from my cousin brother Akshay Srivastav, who is present here. And
Okay.
and basically I'm an introvert, so I want to enhance my communication skills and at all. So that's why I joined this Toast. I'm as a guest here.
Thank you so much. Welcome. Wow, so many guests are there in the meeting room today. I welcome everybody on behalf of the executive committee and members of Whitefield Toastmasters Club, and we'll try our best that there are so many first timers, right, who will be experiencing what Toastmasters is all about. We'll make sure that you will have a wonderful time and you want to learn and come more and attend more meetings here. Okay, so let's start with the meeting. Any Toastmasters meeting is usually divided into 3 segments, okay? First is prepared speeches. Now what is prepared speeches? Any members can come and deliver a prepared speech based on the speech objectives given in their educational pathway. Number 2 is the table topics, or we can say impromptu speaking, where this is the best segment because members as well as guests can participate. You have to come here, you'll be given a topic, you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes and test your impromptu thinking skills. And number 3 is the evaluation. What is evaluation? So you'll have a set of evaluators who will be evaluating you on different aspects, from language to fluency to timing. But today, the meeting is special. Why? Because we're little tweaking the flow. Okay? We are having our club level international speech contest. Now what is international speech contest, Radha? Why it is important? And because of that, why are you changing the meeting flow? We'll get to know more about it, why we have changed and what is international speech contest. And to promote that or to know more about it, we'll have an educational session. How to craft a winning speech. What are the key factors to creating or crafting a speech? How to deliver. So we'll have a wonderful seasoned Toastmaster who will be helping us with that. But before that, let me call upon the timer for today's meeting. He'll be telling you how and why timing is important and what are the given timelines for each segment. So let's all welcome the timer for today's meeting. So with 20 years of experience in project management and finance transformation, he knows time is money. So if you see the red card, just remember every second over time is interest you can't afford. Ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, let's all welcome the timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Karthik.
So good morning everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah. So I hope everybody has seen the B.R. Chopra's Mahabharat. So the first scene, everything is मैं समय नहीं हूँ, मैं समय संचालक हूँ. So which means I am the timekeeper. So what I am going to do is for icebreaker speech, the time allotted will be 4 to 6 minutes. So at the end of 4th minute, I will be flashing this green card, which means you are qualified for your evaluation and for voting. So if you want to end the speech, you can end if you want, but the time goes beyond 6 minutes. So at the end of 5th minute, I will be flashing this yellow or orange card, which means you have just 1 more minute to complete your speech. And at the end of 6th minute, I will be flashing this red card, which means for the icebreaker speech, you have to just complete your speech within next 15 minutes. For prepared speeches, so we have 5 to 7 minutes. So same way, I will be flashing the green card at the end of 5th minute, which means you have qualified and you will be qualified for the voting. By the end of the 6th minute, I will be flashing this yellow orange card, which means you have just 1 more minute to complete that. And the end of 7th minute, I will be flashing this red card, which means that you have to wrap up your speech at as soon as like next 10 to 15 seconds. So then we have table topic segment, which is like from 1 to 2 minutes. So at the end of 1st minute, I will be flashing this green card. And at the end of 1.5 minutes, I will be flashing this orange or yellow card. And at the 2 minutes, I will be flashing this red card. So this is the criteria that we have for a timer rule. So I just want to quote one thing. Time is what we have, time is what we want most, but what we use worst. This is quoted by William Penn. So all the best, the fellow Toastmasters and speakers for your speeches. Thank you.
Thank you so much. He's also playing his role for the first time, so we'll make sure when he's coming on the stage to submit his report, we give him the loudest cheer. Okay? All right. Just one thing for the guest. Think this timing cards as as a signal, traffic signal. You have green light, you have yellow, and you have red. When green, it means you can go. When yellow, you have to reach that place because it's about to red. And when this is red, you have to stop. That is what he tried to explain. So let's start with the first segment. Ready? Yes. Excited? Yes. What is the first segment called? Prepared speeches, where members will come and deliver the speeches. So before we had 2 beautiful speakers today, but before calling them on the stage, I would request the speech evaluators to come and share the speech objectives. The first speech evaluator, she is a genetic counselor and founder who literally knows what is in your DNA. She also coaches an international special interest group in global genetic counseling, which basically means she's a mastermind at both genes and genius feedback. Please help me welcome the evaluator 1, DTM Nibhi.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. The purpose statement of the first speaker's project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. All the best to the speaker.
Thank you so much, Nidhi. Let's welcome our first speaker. So when he is taking the stage, what we will be doing? Giving him a loudest cheer and claps. Okay? Set? Cool. The first speaker for today's meeting is, so by day he's a software developer at GE Healthcare, fixing bugs and building solutions. You only know. First session, there's a change. Okay, there is a change. First, we'll have Yashendu and then we'll have... okay. All right. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. So there is one mistake. So I think it got changed. All right. So the first speaker, he lead in... 1 minute. Okay, so he's a product manager who spends his weekdays ensuring smooth digital healthcare experiences. Today he is here to remind us that those who try never fail, which is a great motivation, especially on when Monday is the next day. Ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, let's all welcome the speaker number 1, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Good morning, folks.
Toastmaster Utkarsh, those who try never fail. Those who try never fail. Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for this warm applause for me. Like, I'm trying my L1 P2 speech, and the objective of my speech is to write a speech with a purpose. And the topic of my speech is those who try never fail. कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती. So all throughout my life, I've always believed that hard work always pays off. I've always believed that with the right amount of effort, time and dedication, I will achieve something in my life. Whether that thing will be up to my satisfaction or not, I don't know, but I'll definitely achieve something in my life. So today, I want to narrate an incident in my life, a 4-year-long journey where I tried to achieve something, and yes, I did, right? And I hope the gathered audience right here will be able to get something out of it, and if not, they will definitely have a good laugh at the end of the speech, right? So that's me, and the journey basically starts when I was in class 6th. So now it was the end of the 4th period. Ding, 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 ding. I would run down the stairs onto the playground to play with my friends. However, there was no one there. Closely inspecting, I figured out that hey, my friends are there, but they are right next to the basketball court. So imagine 500 people, children, shouting at the top of their voice, cheering for the home senior basketball team against the opponents. Bosco! Bosco! It was amazing environment for me. I was there, right there in the court, right next to the court, and I at that point decided that I want to be part of that team. I want to be on the court with everyone cheering for me. So, and I started focusing on basketball. The whole year I played basketball like anything, and soon I entered class 7th. Now in 7th, just to set context, so now class 6 to 9th is 6 to 8th is junior basketball team, 9 to 12th is senior basketball team, and I was eligible to play for junior basketball team. Okay, now, and the trials would happen in the first month of the scholastic year for 2 days after school. So I was there on the court, playing my best game of my life. So guess what happened?
You won.
Well, I wasn't selected. Just as a consolation, none of the guys from my year were selected. I wasn't dejected. कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती. Those who try never fail. So I went on. Now, one consolation is this year I had a double period. Now in double period, 60 minutes of non-stop basketball. Me against the folks, the best players of my year, right? And I went on practicing. Now I entered class 8th. Class 8th. And again, I was there for the trials. Guess what happened this time? I wasn't selected this time. Why? Well, I had an accident. Out for 6 months. Car accident out for 6 months, and I couldn't do anything about it. Okay, no problems. Again, so after 6 months, I was again back on the court, and I will do this time. And now, okay, one best thing about this year is I was better than Sanjay. Well, who's Sanjay? Sanjay is a future basketball team captain. Everyone knew that I am good. So I was mentally prepared for the senior team. I entered class 9. I'm prepared. I remember the day this coach looked at me and said, "Hey, you should come for the trials." And I was like, "Ab unka time aayega." So I was prepared. Guess what happened this time? Nope. I changed my school. I went to a new school. No, I didn't. So yeah, I didn't get the chance. So I entered, I was a new school, new team. Well, the energy in the new team was not that great. But I practically sleepwalked in a team and I was part of the senior basketball team in my new school. So as part of the new team, again I started playing and I had the good team. I was at least enjoying, at least I got something, right? Now as part of the team, zonals came and I was there, and as part of the zonals I had to play, and we went for a first match. Well, the first match was against my ex-school in my ex-basketball court where I saw the dream. So imagine, I was there, I lived my dream. I was there in the court playing the basketball match of my life, but instead of the crowd cheering me, they were jeering me. No one. They were making fun of me like anything. But yeah, I had the best time of my life. I achieved my dream. Well, it was to my liking, partially yes, but I did achieve my dream. So I believe life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, but you'll definitely get something. Thank you for this.
Wow, what a beautiful speech it was. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Utkarsh. I think while listening to his speech, I was reminded of the legendary poem. I don't know how many of you have heard the Hindi poem by Harivansh Rai Bachchan, Agnipath. Do you know? What are the lines? So one of, yeah, of course. I specifically I like this two line. Vriksha ho khade, no, not that one.
चंडी चीटी जब लाला लेके चलती है, गिरती सवार उतरती है, साहस कबीरा कबों से उठता है.
Wow! Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shakshi. I think beautiful speech by Toastmaster Utkarsh, and he really proved that the spirit of standing against, despite all odds, will definitely get you the position you always dreamt of. Thank you so much for the wonderful motivational speech. Now let's welcome the second speaker. Before that, we'll call the speech evaluator to read out the speech objectives. As a navigation data analyst, he ensures people find their way, just like he'll help our speaker navigate their strengths and areas to improve. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the speech evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Akshay.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Requesting everyone to be little louder. Good morning. Good morning. And whosoever is coming onto the stage, please be little louder than your usual voice so that the backbenchers can, listen to you. Okay, try to be little louder. Whosoever is coming onto the stage. My target speaker is Toastmaster Yashendu, and he will be attempting L2P1 from Path Presentation Mastery. And the purpose of this project is to learn about different communication styles and identify his primary communication style. All the best, Yashendu, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Akshay. Time to welcome our speaker number 2. So he is a software developer at GE Healthcare, fixing bugs and building solutions. By passion, a storyteller who crafts words just like he crafts code. So as a speaker, he promises to take us on a journey where logic meets imaginations. Give it up for our speaker number 2, Toastmaster Yashendu. Toastmaster Yeshendu, the storyteller. The storyteller, Toastmaster Yeshendu.
Okay, I guess I will have to give this quiz one day or the other. Let's do this now. I like to be seen as. This option looks good. This option also looks good. I think I'll just go with this one. Others would describe me as. How am I supposed to know how others feel about me? Shouldn't this question be asked to others to evaluate me? As a leader, I would be perceived as. Okay, at this point, they are just trying to mock me. I'm a fresher with no leadership experience or opportunities. Does Toastmasters have some kind of system data fit in where they know what I do and are trying to mock me? To those of you who have actually taken the questionnaire, you know exactly the quiz that I'm talking about. For the unaware, it's a simple little test of 12 MCQ questions to determine what your communication style is. The thing is, my result read that I am an initiator. An initiator? This guy? I mean, initiators are supposed to be people who command attention the moment they walk into a room. Initiators are people who can get any conversation rolling. They are, as one would put it, the life of the party. They are people who are immersive storytellers and do not hesitate on a chance to share their stories and experiences with the rest. But that is not me. I don't usually share my stories. Don't get me wrong, I love stories. But I'm usually the one listening to them. In a conversation with people, I usually end up, say, after the small talk, go back to my listening mode. Help figure out what the person is trying to tell me. Have questions, queries, comments, thoughts on those. But I don't usually share my stories. The reason is simple. More often than not, others have greater insight to give than I do. Others have greater stories to tell than I do. As Ira Glass puts it, great stories happen to those who can tell them. But the reality is, great stories don't happen to me. And moreover, it's not something that I'm shocked by, because as a kid, I've had a very comfortable life. You know, I have had the luxury of comfort and support of great parents, friends, and relatives. I have been having the luxury of a very streamlined life, from birth to school to engineering college to a private job. Don't get me wrong, I am a human. I have had my struggles across day and day end. But the truth is, none of those struggles have been against unsurmountable odds. None of those struggles have been without the support of peers. We've all read autobiographies. Can you imagine a guy writing, I have always had the comfort and support of others and have never had to face unsurmountable odds? Isn't really the makings of a best-selling novel, is it? And in our day-to-day conversation, we don't go around figuring out stories, do we? I mean, sir, if you were to ask me where the water dispenser is, I wouldn't say, once upon a time, there was a well. It is now drained out and put in small plastic bottles. To seek which you need, go forth, take a left downstairs. To the guests, the water dispenser really is from the left downstairs. And yet, this is not how humans speak. We have direct conversations. And this is doubly true for me. As a kid who had grown up in one city next year and another city last year, I was very, very comfortable in a few specific set of phrases. Hi, my name is Yashendu. Nice to meet you. What about you? And that was my life story. You see, I always found myself in that comfort zone very easily. The moment I asked that question, I could conversate with anyone if they knew my language. As I was contemplating these thoughts, as I was contemplating my results, it hit me. The question, the what about you, was me being an initiator. Maybe I am an initiator. Maybe just not in the traditional sense, more so in a broken down and subconscious way. I can get the conversation started. Maybe I am not speaking that much, but I have got the conversation started. Great stories happen to those who can tell them. You see, that doesn't mean that some stories are greater than others. All stories become great when we tell them. Your story is great. Your story is great. So is mine. I just haven't learned to tell them. But I am improving and I am learning. And I look forward to the day that I master the art. Because it turns out I am the hero of my story. I'm just waiting to be a good storyteller. Thank you.
Beautiful speech. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yashendu. I think how beautifully, he unveiled the magic of storytelling and how our surroundings and experiences shape our communication and speaking style. Let's hear it for our two wonderful speakers, Toastmaster Utkarsh and Toastmaster Yashendu, for sharing their stories with us and motivating us to take the stage and deliver some amazing prepared speeches. Alright, first segment is over. What is the second segment? But as I mentioned, today we are tweaking the regular flow. We'll not have table topics in the second segment. Instead, we'll have an educational session, a keynote. How many of you remember I shared one contest name? What was that contest name? International Speech Contest. So there is one person in the world who's awarded as World Champion of Public Speaking. How many of you want to be the World Champion of Public Speaking? Raise your hand. Great. You know what? There's a beautiful news. The contest starts at club level. So the winner of club level goes to area, then division, then district, then region, then semi-finale, and then finale. So in order to reach finale, you have to start from club, right? So I'm very happy to tell you that Whitefield Toastmasters Club is conducting their International Speech Contest on 2nd March. And today, we have someone who's going to give us some tips and tricks to improve our speech crafting skills. So we are going to have an educational session, which will be definitely a game changer for all our contestants and guests, because we'll get to see how to craft a winning speech. Today, we will be diving deep into the art of speech crafting with none other than a seasoned Toastmaster and data science leader. He brings over a decade of Toastmasters experience to the table. He is not just a division finalist in humorous speech contest, evaluation speech contest and international speech contest, but also a wizard when it comes to leadership within Toastmasters fraternity. If that's not impressive enough, let me tell you, he's also a go-to guy for making hilarious memes, discussing the latest movies and TV shows, and solving complex math problems over a cup of tea. Without further ado, let's all give a warm round of applause to distinguished Toastmaster Sunil Kumar. Over to you.
Thank you.
Just one thing. So we'll have 20 to 25 minutes of educational session. Post that we'll have 10 minutes of Q&A. So make sure you are having your notes ready and you're ready with all the questions, because we will make sure that Sunil is bombarded with so many amazing questions. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Radha, for that beautiful introduction. And yes, before I start, I am not the world champion, so don't hype me up. But whatever I'm about to say and mention is all about from my experience, from the learnings from the other speakers, what I've seen till now, right? So, okay, how many of you have taken science in class 12th or remember something from that era? Yes, a lot of people agree. How many of you remember some maths from that era? Some maths? No? Yes? Beautiful. I will have some questions around it, okay? So if you remember it, right, please do answer, okay? My speech is around speech crafting, right, and some maths, and we'll try to integrate it and see what can come out, right? So most important thing to remember is there is no formula for a perfect speech, okay? If anybody can come up on stage and say, okay, you follow this formula or this way of storytelling or speech writing and you will become a champion, they are lying. Or they are making false accusations, not accusations, false claims, right? Okay, so the first question, what's 1 plus 1? 2? All on the same page? Anybody who disagrees? 11? Okay, next question. Next question, right? Do you know there is an equation, there is a formula, it's called the most beautiful equation. Anybody who has heard of it? Pythagoras theorem, Euler's equation. Sorry? A plus B whole square, yes. Okay. He's got him. So okay, the correct answer is Euler's equation or Euler's equation, as we Indians say it, right? So what is the Euler's equation, if you remember it?
Something I defined I remember the symbol theta.
Okay, I'll simplify it. No. There is a simplified the generalized version. Okay, the equation says e raised to power I into pi plus 1 equal to 0. And the most important question is why it is called the most beautiful equation. Because if you see in this equation, there are e, I, pi. One is a transcendental number. It goes on, right? Same goes with pi, never ending, irrational. Then you have I, which is imaginary, right? But it ends up with something which is real, 0 and 1, right? And this is why it's important and most beautiful, because a lot of things in life and in speech crafting will not make sense. If you start finding out patterns from all the world champion speeches, you would see there is no coherent pattern. Or you would take away something and say that, okay, I'll follow this and I'll become a world champion. It will never happen. There are few ground rules, right? Few things you have to take care of. Just implement it, see it around, practice, deliver it in your own style, and probably you might become a world champion or a good speech writer. Okay, so that's the most important part to remember, right? To take away something from a speech or from a session, that you have to practice it. You have to implement it in your own speech crafting skills and see if it can make sense. Okay. Now the next question is, what do you think is the purpose of giving a speech? Any speaker who comes up on stage, what do you think is the purpose of that speaker coming up on stage and giving a speech?
experiences. So express his views.
Expressing the views. Yes. Share an anecdote. Yes.
Convey information.
Sorry. Conveying information.
Inspire, motivate.
Inspire, motivate, complete your level in pathways, right? Complete the eligibility criteria, right? The most important part, right, for anybody to connect to the audience, yes, makes sense, right? The basic purpose of any speaker coming up on stage is to be remembered, okay? If after this meeting, after 2 months, if I remember Utkarsh's speech, or if anything from Utkarsh speech saying that, okay, apna time aayega, right? Even if I don't remember his name, right? I think his speech has made wonders, right? And that's the most important part. Anytime you come up on stage, the idea should be that you are remembered by that speech, or you leave a lasting impression, right? So whenever you are going to craft a speech or write a speech, make sure that this thing remains, right? Is that the speech when people after a couple of months or some time back, they'll remember you by this speech? If yes, that speech will make sense. Even if you don't win, that speech will make sense. Okay? Now this is all the gyan and the philosophy around speech writing. Now let's come to the main material, right? Any speech you come up, have an idea and you start drafting your speech, there are 3-4 important parts to it. But the two most important part to any speech, crafting or speech writing or delivering a speech is 2, content and delivery. And if you have seen the ballot for International Speech Contest, since you are going to go ahead for the contest, right? It also has 2 broader aspects, content and delivery. And they're almost equally split. When I say almost, I think content has 55% weightage and delivery has 45%. So there is a little more weightage towards the content writing. So you have to put in a lot of effort when you are writing a speech. Okay? Now how do I write a very compelling speech? First thing, most important part is the structure of the speech. Now structure is something which varies from speaker to speaker, speech to speech, the idea about the speech. How many of you seen the movie Pink?
Yeah.
Pink, you have seen, right? Normally every storytelling has a structure, right? Opening, body and a conclusion. And conclusion is where the climax happens. But if you have seen that movie, they will show in the starting of the movie that something has happened. The climax has already been revealed. And then the whole process starts, right? This is also a way of structuring your speech. So anybody who comes up on stage like that, it's opening, body, conclusion, that's how it is going to be. It's not. You can always flip, change around and see if that is a more convenient and better way of conveying your message or the idea. But for most of the speeches, you should have an opening, body and conclusion. Okay. The second most important part is you should know who are you going to deliver the speech in front of the audience. For example, if this was an audience who are completely from a different background and I'm asking mathematical equations, right, they will completely be disconnected, right? They will not be able to understand even one word which I'm going to say because my initial setup was wrong. Just assuming that people might understand some maths, right? So you have to ensure that the speech you're going to write that caters to the audience you're going to deliver in front of. Don't be too technical in the speech, right? Anything which can be generalized and made simpler for the audience, they can relate to, that's the most important part. Now remember, since in a speech, when you're delivering a speech, you are not going to have a PPT, you are not going to use any visual aided effects which can help the audience remember the things, right? So you have to make it simpler for them. Just by listening, you can't expect them to be connected with you. And next, that's the most important part, connecting to the audience. You need to make sure your speech is relatable to them. Okay? Now there are different aspects of relating to the speech. I'll give you a small anecdote and then we'll try to add more details to it. Okay? For example, my story goes like this. I met up with a few of my friends yesterday night, had a blast, had a lot of drinks. I went out with my car, met with an accident, I was in hospital, and then from the whole story, I got to learn that you should not drink and drive. right? Very relatable. I think a lot of people might have heard the story, might have experienced as well, right? But you might not remember me by this small anecdote. Why? Because it is not relatable to the complete. The details are missing. Now, if I start my speech by saying, I met Utkarsh yesterday night, and then we went to another friend's place, we had a blast, lot of drinks, we had old monk, this. You start adding details. Now you are starting to create a visual representation of the whole scene in your audience mind. And that's how you keep them hooked. So even a small story you're going to mention in your speech, make sure you add details. Right? When I mention my name, my friend is Utkarsh. Even if you don't have anybody like Utkarsh in your life, right? Or you don't have a friend like named Utkarsh, but you might have a friend who was just like Utkarsh in case if I describe him properly. So those details matter. So while you're planning to connect with the audience, make sure that you're adding a lot of details, lot of visual things in your speech so that they relate to it and they're hooked to your speech. And the next most important part is adding a lot of drama. Okay? See, people love drama, and this is most important part. For your speech to succeed ahead, the most important part is you should be able to invoke some kind of emotions in your audience. The stronger the emotion, the stronger they will relate to it. Right? So you might have seen, if you go ahead and search YouTube for a lot of world champion speeches, they're mostly inspirational, motivational. Sometimes they have an underdog story because they're invoking a lot of strong emotions in you. Sorrow, happiness, love, right? Sometimes anger, the basic feelings or the emotions human beings have. If you invoke those emotions, your speech will be compelling, right? And the next thing which I have done a lot of times in my speeches is sprinkle a lot of humor in between. Now, what does humor does to your speech? Any ideas? Audience attention. Add more color to the speech. Yes. Catch attention of the audience. That's the most important part, right? In case your speech is going boring, it's bored, right? And people start laughing because somebody cracked a joke, right? People start laughing. Now the audience member who was not listening to you might come back to your speech because you might have said something which was too hilarious and they missed out, right? So that FOMO will bring them back. That's the first part, right? They make the audience cling back to you again. The second part is if you are going to invoke a lot of emotion in the audience members, it breaks the tension. Your speech is going too dark, too emotional, right? One small sprinkle of humor there and they might get relaxed. And that's the most important part. So you need to have a little bit of humor in between that will add color to your speech and also break the tension and make your message more palatable to the greater audience so that you might be remembered by that speech. Okay? So remember this is very important. Now, while writing a speech, a lot of people will complain that I don't get ideas for writing a speech. And if I'm going to write a speech for a contest, I need to make it very impactful, very inspiring, very motivating so that I can win that speech. Now, there's two important parts to it, right? Either you can make a very impactful speech or you can make a very authentic speech. When I say authentic speech, this stories or the things which is going around in your speech is something which has happened to you or you might have experienced around. And then there are speeches where you borrow ideas from somebody else. For example, I have given a speech. I have listened to these two beautiful speeches today. I might go back and borrow some ideas from their speeches and write my own speech and deliver it. Right? Now that is borrowing ideas and doing it. And then there are speeches which has happened to me and write an authentic speech. You need to make a very strong distinction between these two. Writing a very impactful speech and authentic speech. If you are starting out initially, if you have not given a lot of speeches or if you don't have a lot of stage experience, my recommendation always is to give an authentic speech. Why? Because it helps you on the stage. If something has happened to you before and if you're going to deliver that same storyline on the stage, there's a huge chance, in case you forget some lines of the speech, you still will be able to complete the speech because that has happened to you. It might not be the most fantastic finesse speech ever, but you will complete your speech. But in case you have memorized the speech or the story or the whatever has happened, the incident has not happened with you, you forget one line or fumble with one word and you blank out on the stage. So you have to ensure that you take some things from somewhere. Nothing is authentic, I would say. Okay, everything is inspired because social media and a lot of things going around. You don't get original ideas nowadays, right? But ensure that some experiences are your own, so that you are able to deliver it properly. Okay. In case you are borrowing ideas, then ensure that you at least put in a lot of time practicing that speech so that you don't black out here on the stage. Okay. So this was all about content, right? What exactly goes around in the content side of the speech. Ensure that the structure of the speech, right? It should have three things. You need to have a setup where you are just building up what exactly is going to happen, Then you have the main meat of the story. Something happens, the action, right? And then you ask the audience for the message and the conclusion, where you give your call for action. That okay, this is something which you should also learn from this incident, right? So this you need to ensure that you need to set up, bring to that story the main incident, and then you call for action. Every storyline needs to have these small things. And while writing speeches, there are a lot of rhetorical, aspects of grammar, English grammar, which you could use. There are alliterations, then there are rule of threes, rule of fives. If you start using ChatGPT for all these things, you will find a lot of rules, right? Find whatever fits in your speech, right? Don't force fit it. It will not make sense, right? You will forget because you have copied from somewhere, right? And there's a huge chance that the whole content will not be translated properly on the stage, right? Now coming to on the stage, what exactly needs to be there? So delivery plays a very huge part in the way the message is conveyed and taken back by the audience while they go back from the contest, right? So you might have seen, okay, there are a lot of, in the movies, there is a story writer, then there is a screenplay writer, and then we have a director, right? Anybody who can explain me the difference between, let's say, story writer and director?
Director is supposed to translate whatever is written.
Onto the screen, correct?
So that's more or less dependent on how we interpret that.
Correct. So how the story has, whatever is written is shown on the cinema or on the bigger screen, that's the director's job, right? And I'm going to tell you, very important, the way it is shot, the movie is shot, or the way the speech is delivered can completely change the sense or the messaging of the whole speech, right? You take 2-3 steps more, you start running on the stage, right? The message completely is different. You change a lot of, okay. So there is one aspect of the speech which is around using the stage, right? How much you should use the stage. And a lot of evaluators, and you meet a lot of people, they will mention that you should use the stage as much as possible, right? And it is true, you should. But there are a lot of speeches which does not require it. For example, I'm going to give a very sad speech. Let's say a death of a loved one. I need to be at one place so that the members and the audience can understand the gravity of the situation, right? You don't need to go on the floor, just run around, right? Take different steps. Not at all required. You can stand still at one place throughout the stage or throughout the speech and deliver the whole speech, and it will still make sense, right? So how the message is going to be perceived by the audience completely depends upon how you are going to deliver it. So in the delivery part, there are a couple of things: voice modulation, then you have eye contact with the audience, then you have using the stage, facial expression, hand gestures. These all constitute delivery, right? And as you start going ahead in the different levels of your speech contest, you would see the stage will start getting bigger, right? And I'm going to tell you now, whatever you have delivered, the way you have delivered on the stage today will not make sense if you go and deliver the same speech in the same way on an area contest or a division contest, or let's say in a bigger audience with, let's say, 100 or 500 members. Okay. How many of you seen plays, Nukkad Natak plays, live plays, right? You might have seen they start doing these actions, bigger actions, start shouting at the top of their lungs. Why do you think they do that?
Attention. Grab
Catch audience attention, okay? Yes. Okay, they want to put up the bar high so that they can get comfortable around it, okay? Yes. Okay, to open up their own energy. Okay, cool. To convey the message, right? Audience. Makes sense. See, in the plays, in the Nukkad Nataks, where there is a lot of audience, right? You might be sitting at that place, okay, at the back. And if I start doing these small gestures here and there, they might not be able to capture it or even see it, right? On a bigger stage, all these small actions needs to be translated or exponentially given to the audience, right? So if I'm going to take one step here on a smaller stage, I might have to take a very big step on a very bigger stage so that the audience are able to understand the same, right? That is how it is translated. So as you start going to a bigger audience, bigger stage, your delivery needs to change. And that's how you need to take an inspiration from those plays and Nukkad Nataks, the way they do it, the way they dramatize it, so that the message is delivered to the audience properly, right? So just think of from this perspective, what kind of audience you're going to give a speech in, what is the venue, right? How far the audience might be, and then you have to deliver in a similar form. So while you're practicing it, you have to take this also into cognizance so that you are able to deliver it properly, right? Shouting out loud, it happens only when you don't have a mic. That's why the Nukkad Nataks usually they start shouting out loud so that people at the back are able to hear them properly. What exactly are they going to say, right? And they start doing these bigger hand gestures where people see something is happening. They want to catch the audience attention. And you will have to do the same while delivering a speech. In the delivery of the speech, there are different ways of doing it, right? As I mentioned, stage is important, right? But yeah, facial expressions depends upon the emotions you're trying to invoke. Same goes with hand gestures, right? Audience, eye contact with the audience, most important part. Don't let them feel that they are disconnected. Again, there are rules for it. You don't have to follow it, but make sure that you are able to just at least scan around the room at least once a while so that everybody is connected with you. Okay. So these two things, most important part, content and the delivery, which you have to put into a lot of effort while you are going to craft a speech around your speech contest. Okay. So anything which I have missed? No. Okay. So when I was talking about the humor and the director's vision, right, and the delivery part, you have to ensure, right, that you don't add a lot of too much, right? Okay. Emotions are very, very important to be invoked in the whole speech so that the audience are connected. And if you want to just break it, you add a lot of small amount of humor, not a lot of humor. Because once you start doing it, after every 2 or 3 lines, you have a punchline coming in, a comedic punchline. The whole speech becomes a laughter riot, and the message might get lost in between, right? So add it in moderation. Again, that's why I was about to say, right? There's no fixed formula for it. You might have to figure out on your own how much and what exactly would work. And that's why the practice comes into picture. You have to practice it a lot while you're going to deliver a speech, before you deliver the speech on the stage, on the D-Day. So that you know what exactly works, what exactly doesn't work. I have seen people who are going to deliver the speech on the district stage, on the coronation stage. They used to go to almost every club to get feedback from every evaluator. They know they might give a good feedback so that they might incorporate it before they go on the D-Day. So practice makes the whole speech, at least takes it closer to the perfection, right? The message you want to deliver to the audience. So work towards it. Work towards making your speech more memorable so that the longevity of the speech is increased, and that will make your speech a memorable and a perfect one. A good one, not a perfect one, a good one. So that at least, even if you don't win, at least people will remember you from that speech, by that speech, right? Thank you, everyone. Anybody has any questions, please go ahead and ask.
Wow, what a beautiful and insightful session it was. How many of you noted down the shared pointers? Raise your hand. How many of you noted down the shared pointers? I think from from structuring and crafting a speech to adding emotions, theme, drama, and bringing color to your message, to delivering an impactful message, or exploring ideas of the magic of rhetoric devices, a powerful call to action. There were so many beautiful aspects which can definitely make us a better content writer, better speech crafter. So I think a huge thank to our DTM Sunil for those insightful details and those invaluable tips. So now it's time for you, the audience, to ask your questions. Whether it's about structuring, delivering, or storytelling. If you have any kind of questions, you may ask. And we have 10 minutes for this segment. Okay, raise your hand and we will be giving you this mic. You just have to raise your hand and speak loud. This will not amplify your voice. Please note it down. Okay, 10 minutes starts now. We'll start with Mano sir because he raised hand first.
Sir, I feel nervousness at the time of coming to the stage. How to minimize it or how to curb it completely?
There is nothing, I mean, you won't be able to do it right away. You just have to come up on stage again and again, nothing else. And I'm going to remove this myth that any seasoned speaker, they don't have any fear on stage. Today, I think I started my journey with Toastmasters 2011. So it's almost 14 years, sir. I'm not that old. You can't judge it. But yeah, I took a break in between. Okay, but it's been long. But whenever I still come up on stage, I still have those shivers, right? What will happen if you start coming up on stage again and again? You will be able to mask it properly. It doesn't show on your face that you are fearful or you are terrified right now. That's the only change you will have. Right? But you have to come up on stage again. There is no shortcut to this. There is no shortcut to it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any guest would like to ask a question?
What are your suggestions for adding drama to a speech? How can we know this drama will be perfect for our speech? This way you can convey the speech.
How to understand what kind of drama is how to add drama to the speech? I'll give an example, okay. How many of you given the icebreaker speech? Icebreaker you have given, right? So most of the icebreaker speeches start with that I was born here, right, to this place, in this area, on that day, right? If you want to add drama, make it visual. It was a cloudy night, stormy night, right? My mom was screaming in the hospital. There was nobody in the hospital. There was a couple of doctors and nurses, right? This all happened. There was a wolf which was scowling or growling in the background, right? Now this makes it visual and you have already added drama to it, correct? Take a small thing and then just exaggerate it. That's what drama is, right? Exaggeration. A little bit of exaggeration of the whole scene. Sometimes not a lot of things are happening in the background or during the whole scene, but you can add those small things which can make sense so that it still makes it relatable and the message is conveyed to the audience. Simple. There is nothing much to be done.
Okay, anyone from that side?
Sir, so for doing the structure of the speech, should we make it on our own so that it sounds well, or we should use some external sources whenever we are
like
ChatGPT, AI tools, or
see, you can, not a problem, right? As I mentioned earlier, there's nothing called originality in this era of social media and lot of data floating around, right? You might have seen something in a passing by moment and it just links your mind and then you write it. It looks like very original, but it is not, right? You can always use these AI tools to enhance your speech, right? But if you ask a ChatGPT to write the whole speech, it might not be very effective, right? So how do you use it, this ChatGPT or Gemini? write at least a basic draft of the speech or what kind of emotions you want to invoke or what is the basic storyline. Then you ask it to make it better. Add some drama to it, add some humor to it, add a punchline here, right? That is something which they can make. But it also needs to, you need to deliver it at the end of the day, right? So it should match your personality at the end of the day. Also, you should be able to effectively, translate it on the stage. If you are able to do it, then it's not a problem. But yes, use it. I sometimes use it. It's not a big problem.
So I have a little technical question. Right? How do you handle transition in between your different speeches, in between the speech?
Okay, transitions are very important. Okay, and you need to ensure that they are organic. When I say organic, it does not need to look very forced. Okay, examples of forced transitions. Right. Now I am going to narrate a story to you. Okay. Now I am going to tell you this. If you want to just go to the next point, you might have seen in the corporates while giving a PPT. Let's move to the next point. Right. These are forced transitions. You need to make the transition very organic, right? For example, something happened, you're going to deliver an icebreaker speech from your childhood to your adulthood, you are going to move on. Find the connecting thread that now this thread can pass on to the college life, and that will make it organic, right? So talking about football, right? I was watching a football match yesterday night. Transition happened, right? I was playing football in the childhood, and now I'm watching a football match, and that football became the thread to move to the next storyline. Right? These are organic transitions. I always prefer this because these organic transitions have that flow, right? And the audience are still connected with your speech. Once you start having these lines in between, let's move to the next story, or I'm going to narrate you this, or I'm going to quote you this. Just quote. Right? Just simply give a quote rather than saying that I'm going to give you a quote. That will make more sense.
You mentioned, so I have a couple of questions. The first one is, you mentioned not to be too technical and make the speech simple for your audience.
Yes.
Right? How do you realize that when you're crafting the speech itself? Because say I am thinking that this will be simple, but I realize later on once I've delivered the speech that I was a bit like, how do you get that realization set in when you're writing the speech?
So you can connect with your mentor, okay? They can give you a good picture of what exactly is going around. If it is too technical or too simple for the audience, right? They will give you the picture. And also, see, if you're going to deliver a speech in a Toastmaster setting, mostly you would know what kind of audience you are going to get because you have already met a lot of people here. And in Bangalore, most are IT folks, so they will get it. IT jokes, Bangalore jokes, people usually get it in Bangalore, right? So traffic jokes, so they can work around, right? But if I want to give a speech around Java, let's say, right, making Java simple, something around that speech, right? Since I am a Java developer, everything will seem simple to me. But to the audience who have never coded, they might not understand it, right? So you will have to dumb down your speech to the level that any audience who might not even seen that kind of infrastructure or they have not worked around it, they will be able to understand it. So the correct picture is, if you still think your speech is very simple to the audience, it is a technical speech, but you think it's simple, connect with your mentor or anybody of your colleagues or peers. They will give you a good reality picture of what's going around.
And secondly, you mentioned to include and invoke drama and emotions in your speech, right? And you took the great example of Nukkad Nataks. The problem is Nukkad Nataks are always so amplified. So what exactly, just as an example if possible, what exactly do you mean by invoke some aspects of it from a prepared speech that is on a stage to a more civilized and formal audience?
They're also civilized. Okay, but when I take the example of Nukkad Natak, I am just talking about the delivery aspect of it and not the content. Okay, you should get inspired from the way they deliver their message to the audience. When I say, so as you start progressing, so as soon as your audience start getting bigger, right, your action needs to be amplified, nothing else. Okay. So I take a lot of examples of movies because movies are mostly one-to-one connection with the audience. Okay. When you're watching a movie, you have a different idea or a different kind of mood you are in, the kind of mindset you are in. You might get a different message from the whole movie. Correct? So it's a one-on-one interaction with the movie. But when you are interacting when you're giving a speech to the audience, it's a collective effort, right? Because if I say a joke, a few of you start laughing out loud, others will start doing the same, right? So that happens a lot. So do not confuse Nukkad Nataks with a content writing perspective. Take it in the form of how to deliver the message to the audience. And for invoking the emotions, as I mentioned about the longevity of the speech, there are few emotions which are very basic to us. Okay, love, sadness, anger, right, jealousy. So anything around these basic aspects of emotions of human beings, if you write a speech that can invoke these emotions, can be invoked, it will be remembered later on by the audience. Right? Mostly. Now again, not a fixed formula, okay, but mostly it works.
Okay, in the interest of time, we'll have two last questions. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, hello, I'm Shivani
Yes.
here as a guest. So my question is, usually when we go through any of these speeches, prepared speeches, when you talk about the emotions, when you talk about the pitch at which you are delivering the speech, so it depends on the audience, because I have seen people giving feedback like for the same speech, for the same emoting the emotions or delivering the speech, it was okay, the range was okay, the actions were okay, but for a different audience it was not okay. So it is very at times confusing, and you don't know what is the exact range, like where do you draw that line, because the audience is always different, and your who is evaluating is also a different person. Every time you are being evaluated by different people, right? So sometimes you really get confused that where I should draw the line, what is the range of pitch I should have, because the audience is always different, your evaluator is always different, right?
Got it. See, very important, okay, when an evaluator comes up on a stage and gives the evaluation, it's the evaluator's personal opinion of how they felt about your speech. It's not the audience reaction to your speech, okay? So always take evaluator's feedback with a pinch of salt, okay? Most important part, right? You should not start implementing everything and anything whatever the evaluator has mentioned, right? Connect with your mentors, see if this speech required this feedback which can be incorporated, right? Also there is a priority. For example, if I'm giving an icebreaker speech and the evaluator gives me a very technical feedback that okay, you should work upon this. I have given my first speech and उसने मेरे को अभी 10 feedback दे दिया, and how will I implement everything, right? I can't. So what I'll do, I'll prioritize the feedback, see what are the things I can work upon right away which can be incorporated in the next speech. I'll only take those and then go ahead, right? That's very important. You cannot take everything, and do not take everything to your heart, okay, first of all, and also take evaluator's feedback with a pinch of salt, okay, because as your evaluator would change, your feedback will also change. And if you start taking feedback from everybody here, right, individually, you will see a contrast difference. Somebody will like your speech, somebody will completely hate your speech, they might not like it completely, right? You deliver a humorous speech, some people laugh, some people don't even get the joke, some people just laugh because others were laughing, right? Happens. So you cannot just make everybody happy, right? So just take feedback, small feedbacks, prioritize it and then implement it. Don't worry about much.
Because in some of my meetings, people have narrated their experiences, and one of them was one person, she has her prepared speech and it was a little more aggressive kind of speech, like it was to be like that, and somewhere it was accepted, it was appreciated, and somewhere she got a feedback that it went a little more authoritative way. So she got little confused because I was there and I have seen such kind of differences in feedback. So
yeah, agreed. As I mentioned, right, depends upon the audience and also the culture of the club, right? For example, there are clubs where you go ahead and you let's say jokes around sex, politics, religion, and they take it very sportingly, right? Because the mindset of the members and the club is very open, let's say, right? And they are willing to accept it. And then there are clubs where you go and there are people, not club, there are members who get offended at everything and anything, right? You can't help it. You can't help it, right? That's the thing. So feedback again, as I mentioned, right? Just take it with a pinch of salt. I would always highly recommend connect with your mentor. If you have a mentor, connect with your mentor. And if your mentor was in the audience, they will be able to assess it properly and they will also give you a good feedback saying that, okay, this is something which we can work upon, because they are the ones who are going to work upon your next speech, right? They can help you out. Okay, this is something which we can work upon, implement in the next speech and see if that can make the difference. Or else you can give the same speech at different clubs, different audience and see what is something which is common across the whole different clubs. The common feedback which you are getting, that is something which you can work upon. There's no, I mean, again, my same thing, right? There's no fixed thing to that, okay, this is something which is going to work. Right? Connect with a lot of people and see what is the common thing which is coming across from all the people.
All right, thank you everybody. I know there are so many people who want to ask so many questions, but do not worry. We'll have a networking session post the meeting where you can go to a wonderful seasoned Toastmaster and ask your question. In the interest of time, I have to end this segment and move to the next part. Thank you to all the members and guests who asked so many beautiful and important questions. Believe me, all this question added some kind of value or knowledge to myself also, so it really helped me. Thank you so much. I request our immediate past president Toastmaster Akshay and our past president DTM Nibhi to come on the stage and felicitate our wonderful keynote speaker DTM Sunil Kumar. Applause must go on, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you everybody. Thank you, Nidhi. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for this
All right then. Okay, how many of you have not signed the attendance sheet yet? Raise your hand. Everybody has signed it. Great job. Perfect. Also, our Sergeant at Arms has arranged water bottles for everybody, so please take a sip and stay hydrated. Alright, we are done for the meeting, right? Right? Members got chance to speak. Keynote speaker got chance to speak. Who is yet to speak? Guest? So for them, we are going to have our next segment, and that is called Table Topics or Impromptu Speeches, where you, the guests and members, will get a chance to take the stage and present their views and ideas on the given topic. Now to lead the same, we'll have a Table Topics Master. She is an HR analyst in a data science company, meaning she spends her weekdays analyzing trends and her weekend analyzing our ability to survive impromptu speeches. If you thought Sundays were for relaxing, then think again, because she's here to keep us on our toes. Please help me welcome Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Sanjana. Should I help you?
Good afternoon, everyone. As Radha told, today I'll be playing a role of Table Topic Master. What is Table Topic? Yes, correct. In Table Topic, you will be given a random topic. You have to speak 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, timer will be showing green card. At 1.5 minutes, he will be showing yellow card. At 2.5 minutes, at 2 minutes, he will be showing red card. After 2.5 minutes, your speech will be disqualified. So this table topic is for guest and member both. So can I have a volunteers from guest or from member? Oh, guest come. Can I get your name?
Sai Krishna.
Okay, Sai Krishna. Sai Krishna, if you could pause time for a day, what would you do first? Sai Krishna, if you could pause time for a day, what would you do first?
So yeah, the topic happens to be if I would pause a day, time for a day, what I'll do first. So what I'll be doing is, first of all, I'll go to my grandmom. I'll head to her house. She stays in Hyderabad. It so happens that in before 6 months she has suffered a bit of mild heart attack, and after that I did not visit her once because of certain commitments. I have to go to her and I speak to her every day on phone. But what I'll do is I'll visit her home and I'll spend some time with her. And apart from that, I will also ensure that she has taken all the medicine and everything is fine or not. So as a person, she is very close to my heart because when I was a child, my mom is a government employee, so she was posted somewhere else. So my grandmom has taken a lot of effort and commitment to raise me up. So this is she's very close to my heart. So I want to shower love upon her and show that I am there with her in any kind of difficult time. And apart from that, her favorite food happens to be paneer, that is kadai paneer, and I love cooking actually. So I would like to go to my home and cook kadai paneer and serve her with my own hands. So this is something that I would do if I'll get a time, like if I'll get a pause in a day. That's it from my end. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this wonderful speech. I didn't realize that you were delivering this speech first time. Nice job. So, who would like to come? You can come. What's your name?
Varun.
Varun.
So,
What? Yeah. So, what one situation where you were supposed to be serious but ended up laughing? Varun, what one situation where you were supposed to be serious but you ended up laughing?
Well, I mean, this is a bit of a cliched sort of answer, but because it actually happened with me, I would rather share this anecdote with all of you guys. So, when I was younger in school, I, gave my exam, mathematics exam, and I failed miserably at it. I was supposed to get a good score, and then I somehow flunked the exam, and the inevitable happened wherein I had to go back home and be answerable to my parents about it. So it was a very grim, serious situation, and I was dreading it for the fact that I was not expecting what my parents would have to say about it, but it happened, and the atmosphere was very, very serious, and I thought, I'm going to get the lecture of my life, and I was all teary-eyed and I was welling up, but somehow I just burst out laughing when I just happened to have a look at my answers, because I couldn't believe that I made those mistakes in the first place. So that whole scenario, when all of the shouting and screaming happened, I just burst out laughing all of a sudden in front of my parents, and they couldn't believe it, and I couldn't believe it either. But then that happened. So it was just a situation that sort of calmed all of us in a way, and also helped me to analyze my mistakes so that I could go ahead and do well in the next exam. So yeah, not very original, but yeah.
Thank you so much, Varun, for the wonderful speech. Who would like to come? You can come. Can I get your name, please?
Shivani.
Shivani, if your boss were a shape or symbol, what shape or symbol would they be and why? Shivani, if your boss were a shape or symbol, what shape or symbol would they be and why?
Okay. Thank you. Can I also get your name?
Sanjana.
Sanjana. So, thank you, Sanjana, for this wonderful topic. And I'll take some 30 seconds to gather my thoughts and then start with my comments or my opinions on this. So, my topic is if I want to. If I want to give my boss a shape, then why so? So I would like to give a shape of circle to my boss because it doesn't have a start, it doesn't have an end. And same goes with my boss, not on a personal note, but definitely I would say it does the circle, the shape of the circle definitely goes well with any of the bosses because their feedbacks, their opinions, their reactions, their responses doesn't have an end, doesn't have an start. So you mostly it changes rapidly. And because I'll just give an example, I was going through one of the LinkedIn post, and somebody has posted regarding the feedback we usually get from our boss as a part of the process. And in that it was mentioned that somebody was given a feedback that you speak less, so in the meetings you should show up so that you will have some visibility in the meeting. So next time that person started talking, then he got a feedback, you are talking too much. So next day he again in the next meeting he again cut short and tried to be a little more resilient and speak less. Then next meeting again he got a feedback that you are talking less again. What has happened? You have to show up more visibility. So he really got confused. Where should I draw that line? Where I'm talking less and where I'm talking more. So this is how there is never a start, never an end for the circle, and same goes with my boss or any bosses. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shivani. In fact, I do agree that I would like to give this circle shape to my boss. It will never end. You will be going, you will be circling back. So this will be my last topic. Who would like to come? You come. Can I get your name? Sakshi. If you had an unlimited budget for a one day, what is the most ridiculous things you would buy? Sakshi, if you had a unlimited budget for a one day, what is the most ridiculous things you would buy?
Thank you. One of my hobbies is to travel. I would like to travel is not just just take your backpack and then just roam around. I want to experience a lot of cultures around, not just in India, like how others are outside the India, how the world is, because everyone is human, right? And everyone has certain values and cultures to live on. So these kind of experiences I really I love to know about. So hence, if I get an unlimited budget for today, I'll book unlimited flight tickets and just roam around the world, like in 80 days. And then I'll just book all the I'll do all the bookings, the hotel bookings and the flight bookings on that day. And then I'll just pack my bag and I'll start because I have a map in my mind, I have a plan in my mind. So with these bookings in place, because that's the major expense you have mostly when you go out, and then I'll just start from my plan and make do a world tour in 80 days. So that's my idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you so much everyone for your participation. Over to you, Radha.
Let's hear it for our wonderful table topics master, Toastmaster Sanjana. Thank you so much. Wow, those topics were really easy to speak, and I saw so many raised hands. There were so many members and guests who wanted to participate in your segment. So kudos to you for conducting a wonderful round. Those who didn't get a chance, it's okay. We'll have upcoming meetings and we'll make sure that you get a chance to take the stage and speak. Alright, the next or the last segment is evaluation. Since our meeting is a little different today, the flow is a little different today, there is not a particular general evaluator or a grammarian or a counter. We'll have speech evaluators, we'll have timers report. Okay, so may I request Toastmaster Nibhi to submit her speech evaluation report for Toastmaster Utkarsh speech. Let's hear it for Toastmaster Nibhi, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody, particularly the speaker, Toastmaster Utkarsh. Before I get into the evaluation timer, can you tell me how long did the speaker take? 6 minutes, 22 seconds. Okay, thank you. So for the benefit of all the guests who are here for the first time, the evaluation will be conducted in a specific manner. There's a template, so we call it the sandwich method, where I talk about the areas that the speaker excelled at. I'll talk about the areas where the speaker can bring in improvements to elevate the speech the next time, as well as, and then I'll summarize the entire thing. That's a sandwich method. Getting into what I absolutely loved about your speech, Toastmaster Utkarsh, I saw that this being just your second speech, you were already comfortable here on the stage. You were confident, you were able to look at people around the room. You were very well prepared with your script, with your speech, and you were able to deliver it seamlessly. There was clarity, and I think sharing a personal story, especially of failure, is not easy for any of us. So that brought in a tinge of authenticity for us to really believe in, yes, you know, this is a universal feeling. This is something that all of us have experienced. You also brought in some musical interlude when you said, Bosco, Bosco. I was not expecting that. And so it broke the flow of your speech and made sure that whoever was busy on their phones suddenly looked up and was looking back at you. So you made sure that if there were people in the audience who lost their attention, you made sure that you had it back. Personally, I am a big fan of basketball. I've been a part of a basketball team. So the minute you started speaking about it, you had me hooked. I was on the edge of the seat throughout the speech, because over here in this room, all of us are of the mentality that we want each of you to succeed. So you had us hooked throughout. Now, what are the areas, what are the things that you can implement that could have elevated your speech? First, your opening. There was an introduction all the way till I think you spoke about hope the audience will get something out of it, right? I think that was a complete, it just snatched time away from what you could have utilized in your speech in developing the content better. So if you would have had a banger of an opening and slowly talked about maybe what got you to basketball, what got you interested, and when you're practicing every day, it's not like at the first go you go shoot and the shot goes in. What was that journey like? If you would have fleshed it out a little bit, I think that would have been better. You had eye contact in the room, but I felt at times when you were trying to remember the story, I saw you looking up or looking down at the floor. That breaks the connect with the audience. So make sure that's something that you can look at in the future. And the ending, again, I felt was very abrupt. I felt like it was a cliffhanger and I didn't get like a complete idea of the story. So in summary, I think you are very comfortable. You're able to come and deliver your speech confidently. One area of improvement for the next speech is focus on the script writing of the speech. Develop a story with a strong opening and conclusion. And then you have the body to justify what your opening and conclusion is in terms of what members need to take away. That's my feedback for you, and I'll have a feedback if you require a more detailed one offline. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Nibhi. May I request evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Akshay, to submit his speech evaluation report for speaker number 2, Toastmaster Yashendu.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yashindu, I will give your evaluation based on the Power 5 evaluation method, which means I will convey 3 strengths in your speech, 2 recommendations and 1 challenge. Copied? Yep. Okay. Starting from the strengths, I felt your start was very relevant and relatable. You started with the confusion and dilemma in your personality, and I was very much able to relate that this happens with me as well at some points of time. So having that connect with the audience right in the beginning itself, it's very much important for a great speech. So kudos to you on that. Talking about the body language, you had synchronized hand gestures, appropriate pauses and great vocal variety. I'll give you an example from your speech. When you took the assessment and that assessment told you that you were an initiator, then you took the stage and told, initiator? Am I an initiator? So that was a great show of body language and gestures. And talking about the humor part, there was a pinch of humor as well when you connected with the audience and you planted that thing and it landed very nicely. So these were the strengths in your speech. Let's jump onto the bandwagon of the recommendations. In your speech, you told about your personality. It was informational about your personality, right? So I felt you put an anecdote about your small conversations, but there could have been 2 or 3 more small stories so that audience could be able to relate more. Only 2 or 3 conversations with you and your friends about your small conversations, because I felt that you were telling us that you were the king of small conversations, but 2 or 3 more stories could add up that flavor. And one part I felt which was missing, you wanted to transition to a good storyteller, but what you were doing, what steps you were taking to become a good storyteller, that part you did not convey in your speech. So you can convey those things. Now let's talk about the challenge. So it is not mandatory, but try to use small props in your speech, which can give that visual connect to the audience, and audience can travel along with you. Let's say in your case, you can make a paper crown, king of small conversations, and you can wear it so that audience can actually relate with you. Okay, so this is about the strengths, recommendations and the challenge. In conclusion, I felt your delivery style was assertive with great audience connect and body language. Try to incorporate small stories and props for even greater connect and impact. All the best for your upcoming speeches. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Sakshat. I think let's hear it for both the speech evaluators for sharing their encouraging, motivating and uplifting feedback. I think this will definitely help our speakers to deliver more amazing stories on stage. So thank you so much to both the speech evaluators. Now I would request our timer to submit the report. Let's see who all are qualified for the voting. Let's welcome Toastmaster Karthik.
Very good evening.
Thank you so much.
So very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So we had 2 prepared speeches. One was from Utkarsh and second was from Yashindu. Utkarsh took about 6 minutes, 22 minutes. So he was within time and he is qualified for voting. Second speech was by Yashindu. He took 6 minutes, 55 minutes. He was also within the time and he is also qualified for the voting. So for table topics, we had 4 guests. So Sai Krishna, he took 1 minute 16 seconds. He is also qualified for voting. Then we have guest Varun. He took 1 minute 46 seconds. He is also qualified for voting. Guest Shivani, he took 1 minute 44 seconds. She also qualified for voting. Guest Sakshi, she took 1 minute 17 seconds. So she is also qualified for voting. For evaluation, Nibid took 3 minutes 45 minutes. And Akshay took 2 minutes 20 seconds. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See, being a timer, I mean, it's one of the biggest and toughest role in any Toastmasters meeting, because you have to be attentive, like how the timing is going on, and you have to raise the cards also. So it's not easy. So let's hear it for a wonderful timer and make sure that all the speakers are knowing how to go and where to stop. So thank you so much for that wonderful report. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are nearing the end of our exciting meeting. Let's take a moment. Yes, our Bhima is already showing the QR code. Let's take a moment to vote for... Nibe is not qualified. Let's take a moment to vote for the best speaker, Best Evaluator, Best Table Topic Speaker and Best Role Player. You can cast your votes now. For your convenience, I request Toastmaster Bhima to share the QR code, and I also share the voting link in the members and WhatsApp group. I give you 1 minute to do that. Yeah. Yes, I've already shared. Okay, so take 1 minute and start voting. I have shared, no? नहीं दिख रहा क्या? Okay, 30 more seconds to go. I already received 10 responses, around 10 responses. Okay, so there are few people who took the stage for the first time, either as a table topic speaker or as a role player. May I request you to please stand up on your place? Those who took the stage for the first time. I think this for this meeting in our club as a speaker or as a role player. I think this set of people really deserve our best round of applause, because being first timer is very special and difficult too, especially in a relatively not very known environment and atmosphere. So I congratulate all the guests and our first timer for taking up the role and taking the stage and delivering their roles beautifully. Congratulations. All right. You can take your seats. In the interest of time, I can have 5 feedback, okay? So from here, those who are attending this meeting for the first time can share their feedback, like how did you like, and how did you feel, how did you like, or is there any suggestion or improvement you want to share with the executive committee? Who would like to go first from this side? Any feedback you would like to share?
Yeah, I really liked the whole session. Like it was clear. I didn't know what I came for, and it's clear now what is it and how the evaluations work. So that's it. And I think no improvements overall. It's good, all good.
Thank you so much, and we are glad that you had a good time. Thank you so much. Anyone from this side? Anyone who joined us for the first time? Anyone who joined us for the first time?
I'm here.
No, you have not joined us.
I'm attending this time.
Okay, you came for the lunch. Okay, sorry. Please go on.
Okay. So first of all, what I liked is the place where the meeting has been conducted. It's really very refreshing, and we are in the open air. The second thing is very disciplined. The timing is taken well into account. How the complete conductance of this session. I only have one suggestion, that we should all add little more energy. I see people are very with less energy. Maybe Sunday morning everyone is in that mood. They don't want to get up early and come to a meeting, probably that. But overall it's really nice. I mean, I don't see like much differences. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shivani. And yes, Whitefield Toastmasters members and guests are known for their energy. I know the space is a little different today, a little challenging, but we'll make sure that the energy level goes up and up only, right? Okay, one feedback from this side. Who would like to give one feedback? Would you?
Yeah, so this is the first time I came here. Yeah, this is what are the platforms I know, like what is the first step, second step, third step. Yeah, so guests also will get the chance to speak. Yeah, so it is a really good experience. Yeah, next time onwards I will also participate.
Thank you so much. Let me tell you, he connected with me yesterday, right? Yesterday only. He got a club details, and he made sure that he's attending. Really appreciate your effort. DTM Sunil, would you like to give us your feedback? How did you like the meeting?
The meeting was great. I loved it. There's not a lot of clubs who are doing completely in-person meetings with such a huge audience. So anytime in-person meetings with good audience members, it's always a delight. So loved it. Thank you.
And thank you so much for the educational session also. One last feedback, comment, suggestion. Anybody would like to? All good. All good? Okay, it's time to announce the results. I have received responses and the winners. Okay, the results are ready. Best speaker, any guesses? How many speakers we had today? Prepared speeches. How many prepared speeches we had today? First speaker was? Second speaker was? Any guesses who got the best speaker award for this meeting? Those who try will never fail. Toastmaster Utkarsh. Congratulations. We had two amazing speech evaluation, but due to time disqualification, Nivi was not part of the votings. So best evaluator for meeting number 111, Toastmaster Akshay. I think the technique of delivering speech evaluation with power of 5 was something new. I really loved it. Thank you so much. Best table topic speaker. How many table topic speakers were there? 1, 2, 4. Okay, any guesses who got the best table topics award for this meeting? Sai Krishna, the first timer. Congratulations. We had two beautiful role players, timer and table topics master. Who got the best role player award? Any guesses? Sanjana, Karthik. This time it's Sanjana, table topics master. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, winners of meeting number 111 of Whitefield Toastmasters Club. Let's hear it for them. Thank you so much. Thank you. And congratulations once again. And congratulations to all the role players and speakers also who made sure that they will also add their quality, their spark, their magic to our meeting number 111. I have few announcements to make. Number 1, International Speech Contest. So it's happening on 2nd March at Purva Fountain Square Clubhouse, Marathali from 10:30 a.m. and it's going to be wonderful because we have more than 7 prepared speeches. It means 7 members who will be competing for the title of winner of Whitefield Toastmasters Club. The role players or the organizing committee is also set, so you will be getting to know who is doing what. The role players posters and the speakers poster will be shared soon. I request everybody to please register and make sure that you get a beautiful, we'll make sure that you get a beautiful experience on the same day. Number 2, the membership is open. Anyone can become a part of Whitefield Toastmasters Club, and I request all the existing members to renew their membership for the next tenure. For any kind of membership query, you may connect with our Vice President Membership Toastmasters Sarvanan, and we meet on every Sunday from 11 to 1. The agenda and the meeting venue will be shared via the post. How many of you follow us on Instagram? Raise your hand. Okay, there are so many people who don't follow us on Instagram, so we'll make sure you are following. I'll ask our Vice President Membership to share the link. How many of you are part of our guest group? Okay, there are few guests who are not part of the guest group. I would request our Sergeant Arms to share the QR code so that they scan and be a part of that group. So you are also updated what's happening and what to expect for the next meeting. Thank you so much for joining and making meeting 111 a beautiful one. With the sound of this gavel, I declare the meeting closed. Please come forward. We'll have a group picture.